Alright friends, we're going to solve our homework for Tuesday night. The first question has some computations with some blanks. So we have to figure out what those blanks are. Some of these problems look a little backwards as well. So here you have 1,000 equals blank plus 465. So to solve this, we have to take the two numbers that we have here and we have to do the opposite computation of what's there. So since this is adding, we're going to take those two numbers and subtract. So I'm going to solve that over here. 1,000 minus 465. A lot of zeros up top, so I have to borrow. This 1 becomes a 0, the 0 becomes a 10, got to borrow again, that becomes a 9. This 0 becomes a 10, I have to borrow again, so that becomes a 9. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 minus 4, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And 0 minus 0 is 0. So my final answer is 535. Now, in order to check that, I could add these two together to see if I get 1,000. That's just a way to double check to make sure your answers are correct. 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. 5 plus 1 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. So I know 535 is the correct answer. The next one is looking for the product of 8 times 4. So you can solve 8 times 4 or use your handy dandy multiplication chart. It's an even number, 32. The next blank I have is 5,003 minus blank equals 2,350. So in order to solve this, I have to subtract these two numbers to get my answer. So I'm going to solve that on my scrap sheet of paper. So 3 minus 0 is 3. 0 minus 5, I can't do that. 0 minus 3, I can't do that, so let's borrow. 5 becomes a 4. 0 becomes a 10. Borrow again, that becomes a 9. The 0 becomes a 10. Now I can subtract. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2,653. Alright, and the last one is a straight up subtraction problem. It's looking for the answer between 74,444 minus 46,666. So I'm just going to straight up subtract these numbers. And if you notice, all the numbers on top of my place value, the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, all of those digits are smaller than my number here. So I have to do a lot of borrowing again. And that's what most of these problems are asking you to do. Can you borrow correctly? Can you subtract correctly? So let's start. 7 becomes a 6. 4 becomes a 14. I got to borrow. So it becomes a 13. 4 becomes a 14. I got to borrow. So it becomes a 13. 4 becomes a 14. I have to borrow. So it becomes a 13. 4 becomes a 14. Now I can subtract. 14 minus 6 is 8. 13 minus 6 is 7. 13 minus 6 is 7. 13 minus 6 is, yeah, you got it, 7. 6 minus 4 is 2. And now I can place my comma, 1, 2, 3, right here. And my final answer is 27,778. Alright, the next square is asking me to estimate and then circle the choices that would fit between 8,000 and 9,000. Well, I know this is going to be 8,500. So if it's between 8,000 and 9,000, I'm going to put it on my number line. So I'm going to estimate, then multiply. Estimate, then multiply. 22 estimates to 20. 22, same thing, estimates to 20. Now I'm going to multiply. Cover up my zeros. 2 times 2 is 4. How many zeros do I have there? That's 2. So that equals 400. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking what's between 8,000 and 9,000. The next one, estimate then multiply. 97 times 79. 97 is closest to 100. 79 is closest to 80. If you cover up the zeros and visualize that, it's 8 times 1. And then I have 3 zeros back. 1, 2, 3. 8,000. Well, that's going to go on this number line. It's going to go right here. So I'm going to put my B there. Next one, 33 times 12. I estimate, then multiply. 33 estimates to 30. 12 estimates to 10. Cover up my zeros. 3 times 1 is 3. I have 2 zeros here. 300, not going to be in that range. D, 201 times 39. First I estimate, then multiply. 201 is closest to 200. It's only 1 away. 39 is closest to 40. It's only 1 away. Then I cover up my zeros. 2 times 4 is 8. And I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. So 8,000. That's going to be right there as well with B and D. So there's your answers for that. Next question is a multi-step word problem. So it says solve, show work, and label. It says the Boy Scouts earned $7 for each package of popcorn sold. Week 1, they sold 34 bags. In week 2, they sold 24 bags. And week 3, they sold 21 bags. How much money did they earn in all 3 weeks? So, it's important for us to know this is more than one step. This was also a test question on our multiplication test that we had last week. So, step 1 is I have to figure out how many bags they sold each week. So, that's an addition problem where I'm combining all the amounts that they sold. So, I'm going to add 34 bags, 24 bags, and 21 bags. So, I'm going to do that over here. This represents week 1. 24 represents week 2. So I'm going to add 2 at a time because that's easier for my brain. 4 plus 4 is 8. 3 plus 2 is 5. Then I have to add week 3 because I'm not done yet. And week 3 was 21. 8 plus 1 is 9. 5 plus 2 is 7. Now let's think. What's the label that goes on that 79? Let's go back to our word problem. The label is going to be bags sold. So 79 is the total amount, total bags sold. So they sold 79 total bags. But we're looking for how much money did they make from those 79 bags. That's where we're going to need that other part. For $7 for each package, for each bag. So that word each tells me that each of those bags is $7. So that's 79 added over and over and over again 7 times. Or you can multiply to get that answer. 79 times 7. So when you're solving this, you'll get your final answer in dollars of how much they made. So let's start off. 7 times 9 is 63. Keep my 3, carry my 6. 7 times 7 is 49, and I have to add 6 to it. 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So I have 553 bags. Nope, it's not bags. Just kidding. We already have our total bags. Our label, let's go back to the question. How much money did they earn? So $553 for all 79 bags. So I would love to see that worked out here. Make sure you have your final answer labeled. Alright, next one. It says circle the numbers that are multiples of 4. Well, I know multiples means to skip count. And when I write that by the word multiple, that helps me know what I'm going to do. So I'm literally going to skip count by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. It reminds me of our game we play, Buzz. So, circle the numbers that are multiple. Well, it's not 6. 24, yes, I said that. 12, yes, I said that. 36, yeah, I said that. The next one, circle the numbers that are multiples of 3. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Skip count by 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. So let's look at what we got. Did I say 12? Yes, I did. Did I say 24? Yes, I did. Did I say 21? Yes, I did. Did I say 36? Yes, I did. All of those are multiples of 3. All right, let's move on to the Virginia studies. These questions that are on your daily review this week were most missed on our social studies benchmark test. So make sure these are ones that you know because you will see them again. First question, what separates Virginia from the eastern shore? Well, this is a body of water that separates Virginia from the eastern shore. It's also our watershed. So I can eliminate Valley and Ridge because that's not a body of water. I can eliminate York River because that's not part of our watershed. Our watershed for Virginia is the Chesapeake Bay. You know that. Number 2, which state borders Virginia directly to the west? So when I'm thinking about this question, I'm thinking of my compass rose, okay? And I'm thinking of my fancy saying Miss Ryan taught me, mustard with ketchup tastes nasty, right? And when I go directly west, it's either going to be Kentucky or Tennessee. So let's see which answer's there. North Carolina, no, that's south of Virginia. Maryland, no, that's north of Virginia. Kentucky and Tennessee, oh my goodness, so I have both of those there. Now we have to think about which borders most of Virginia, and I would say that's definitely Kentucky. A map would help you solve that better as well. Number 3, which region has many rolling hills and waterfalls? So think of our hand motions for rolling hills. The waterfalls are talking about the fall line. So which region has all of those? Rolling hills. They're building up to the foot of the mountains. That's the Piedmont region. Number 4, which region of Virginia is the best title for this list? Old rounded landforms, part of the Appalachian Mountains, source of many rivers. So when we think of our hand motions for that, what do we do for old rounded mountains that are part of the Appalachian Mountain system, and it's where all the rivers start? Remember, source means where it starts. A river can't start in the Chesapeake Bay and flow up a mountain. It doesn't work like that. It starts at the top of a mountain and flows down. So that is where they start. And which region has old rounded mountains? Well, that's Piedmont, that's rolling hills, can't do that. Coastal plain is flat land. Some people think that's where rivers start, and that's not true. So it's between Blue Ridge and Valley and Ridge. Which one of these has old rounded mountains? Blue Ridge.